Hi, my name is Julie Roca, and you have found the podcast Aging Gracefully with Julie Roca. End of life. I've seen it go very well, and I've seen it be catastrophic. How do you have a good end of life? Today I'm bringing one of my dear friends and an expert in hospice, Christina Coffield with VITAS Healthcare, which is a hospice company. Explain to us just briefly your background.
So, long story short, I've been a nurse 25 years. I have recently pushed forward with that career where I have become a certified dementia practitioner.
Yeah.
I am ALF course certified. The last 10 years of my career in nursing, from direct patient care to community education, has been with hospice care, and it is such an honor.
Yes, definitely. And I know you are my first recurring guest.
Wow.
So I'm very excited to have you because in the month of April, we talk about end-of-life care. And you have a great product that I want us to go through today called 5 Wishes. So explain to us a little bit more about what 5 Wishes is and why it's so important.
Well, thank you for having me. And 5 Wishes is something that's really true to my heart. Before we start going through the document, I want to hit you, Julie, with a staggering statistic that I'm just not okay with.
Yeah.
You and I have had this conversation prior, but I want to get the information out there. 90% of Americans, per the Journal of Internal Medicine, say it's important to talk with their friends, family, and physician
Absolutely.
about what they want. Less than 27% actually do so.
And I mean, even me, right? I have been in this industry for years, and I know the value of having a plan. Do you know it was not until this year that I got with an elder law attorney, estate planner, and we finally have our plan together. And it feels great. Mm-hmm. But I am the one that has been preaching this for years. So it is a matter of recognizing the value, setting aside the time to do it, and doing it.
Beautifully said, and that's why I'm here with 5 Wishes. 5 Wishes gives your advanced directives a heart.
Yep.
Because it's not as cut and dried, and not that it's a bad thing to work with an attorney, because I'm all about that.
Yes.
But this not only incorporates financial things, planning, but this incorporates, again, wishes and values.
Yeah.
And
yes.
In this society where we are finally recognizing individuality and seeing everyone for their authentic self, why not have the ability to lead your own legacy and empower everyone with a voice?
Yes, I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're going to walk through it together, and we
Yes.
can do yours as if you and I are planning yours together.
That sounds great.
So welcome to 5 Wishes. This is a document, VITAS Healthcare. We have these, and we're going to start with our 5 wishes. First of all, who should use 5 wishes?
Everyone.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. In the state of Florida, it is a legal binding document. When we met with our attorney, in fact, yesterday, I asked her about this, informing her I was doing this today. And she was all about it. It's recognized by the American Bar Association, and all it requires is 2 signatures. And in the state of Florida, it doesn't even have to be notarized.
Yeah.
All right. 5 wishes. Number 1, this is a legal binding document that sees you for who you are. What's our first wish? The person I want to make healthcare decisions for me. Mm-hmm. For me, Christina Coffield, it is my husband.
Yeah.
When it is not my husband, it is our eldest daughter.
And I strongly recommend having 2 or maybe 3 options there, because sometimes in our world we see it's been the husband maybe that was the healthcare surrogate, and the husband ends up having some cognitive issues, and while the wife needs care as well, and then there's been no alternative. And so then the family is trying to scramble to see who can help out, and there may have to be guardianship, and it's just a whole big legal mess.
Correct. And our attorney advised us yesterday for me to mention that. We want it at least 2 deep.
At least 2. And I even say 3 because you never know. Something can happen to your child. God forbid they're in an accident or something. And then, a lot of times people don't think to go back and amend that. So if you've got 3 deep, you're probably going to be covered.
You just nailed it. And it's so wish number 1. We're going to look at this together. I know you can see. The person I want to make healthcare decisions for me when I can't make them for myself. Yeah. And then you write in, the person I choose as my healthcare agent is, and since my name is out there and everyone knows who we are, Darren Coffield. And then under it, our daughter. So we have a first choice and a second choice, name, address, and telephone number.
Perfect.
And then underneath it explains the rights that they have to do, and you're able to check yes or check no on what you want.
That's great.
18 or older in the state of Florida, 21 or older in Colorado, and then you go over to these beautiful moments. This person may, and you cross out what you want to give them authority to do. So how is this not empowering?
It is, yeah.
I want them to consent to admission to assisted living. I want them to be able to consent to hospice care.
Yep.
I want them to make the decisions to request, take away, or add treatments. So it's very specific, and underneath it we have about 5 lines, Julie, where you can write in what you want. And if you change your mind, it even says what to do next. Do you cross through it? And you write revoked.
Yep.
That's wish 1.
So it's not binding forever. You can change your mind.
It is a living, breathing document.
Yep.
Wish 2. Julie, my wish for the kind of medical treatment I do want or I don't. And what I want you to keep in mind is my caregiver, and you can put this on. I don't want to be in pain.
Yeah.
I want to be kept clean and warm.
Oh, I love that.
I love it too. I have seen young women put, please keep my nails taken care of.
Oh, my sister cared for an elderly lady, and she wanted to always be made up and have her nails done. And so my sister did that for her long after her cognition was gone. She would go in and do her nails and put on at least her lipstick, at least that. And I just feel like that gave her that quality of life that she had always wanted to have.
Yes, individuality. That's going to be me. I actually have mine on there. Please, take care of my skin and take care of my nails. It's not that I'm vain. It's who I am, and I embrace that.
Exactly. Me too.
I embrace it.
I'm putting that in mine.
And then if someone were to say, well, Mama wouldn't want that, you want to bet? This right here says you better keep my nails done and don't you put pink on me.
I don't know why. Pink looks good.
So it's literally leading your way. And then you write out in this, what does life support mean to me?
Yes.
Does that mean breathing and airway?
Yeah.
Does that mean artificial nutrition? Does it mean a G-tube where you're getting your food in through your stomach? So then over here on Wish 2, it talks about close to death. I do or don't want life support treatment. If I'm in a coma and I'm not going to wake up, what do we want to do? If I'm going to have life support treatment and it's been started, but I'm not going to come back as Christina,
right?
What do I want? And I'll be very, very vulnerable and honest. Mine is let me go.
That is mine as well.
So that's where we're making this, dear watchers, we're making this personal because Julie and I are willing to make ourselves vulnerable in front of you so you can do this with your family. This is as easy as a conversation. Then you can write in anything else of which you would or would not want to be kept alive. Let's talk about Wish 3. My wish for how comfortable I want to be. My idea of comfort may be different than yours.
Yeah.
Is it I wish to have warm baths often and my nails done, my hair done for comfort? That's a comfort thing. If someone's brushing my hair, that might feel good to me.
Yeah.
Someone else may say, don't touch my head because it's cultural. There is an element of culturosity in this. There are cultures that don't want their head touched. There are cultures that do not want opposite gender caregivers. This is where you have that moment.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Or I wish to be massaged with warm oils. I wish to control my bowel and bladder, but if I can't, I am asking my clothes, bed, and linens to be kept clean and dry for my dignity.
And that's so important.
You can even put in, do not give me incontinence care with anyone else in the room.
Oh.
Think about things like that.
Yeah, hadn't even thought about that.
It's such a vulnerable, great equalizer to be able to control how you want to set the narrative of your own life.
Yep.
I'm really proud of this document. I wish to know about options of the hospice care or medical, emotional, and spiritual care for me with my loved ones, okay? So this is a kind of a pointed one, but then you're not guessing if I were speaking for you or my husband speaking for me, and someone says, well, what would Christina want? We've talked about it. This is what she would want. This is what Julie would want.
Yep.
Wish 4 is my wish for how I want people to treat me. I love this one. I wish to be visited by a chaplain or clergy.
That's so important. That's so very important.
Yes.
Because you and I are going to ask for things different. For example, I am a Southern Baptist background and Methodist background, but my husband is a Catholic background. And so even though he has, he's probably more kind of middle ground, just a believer, not necessarily associating with any denomination, he still wants a priest to come in and deliver last rites or ask for confession. He still wants that.
Absolutely.
And so he will have that.
Absolutely. And what about the person who at bedside has someone who is of great faith that's an atheist? That's not the time to bring in a priest.
No, it is not.
And so you're able to write, I have never wanted this in my life. Do not try to bring it in on me because that's your belief and you think I'm vulnerable. Because I've seen that happen as well with my 10 years of hospice nursing. We have to respect the person for who they are and what they desire.
Yeah.
I wish to have my favorite music played as long as possible until the time of my death. I know what yours is going to be, and I know what mine is going to be.
Yes, indeed.
And someone else may want something different, and that may be very soothing. Someone may also put, I don't want the noise. I don't want the clutter. I actually had the honor of taking care of someone who wanted to have, and there were recorded games, Gator football, constantly in the background.
Oh, my goodness. I know people who would want that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it helped with his anxiety to remember these games where the Gators were winning and go back in his memory and have all those wonderful memories with him and his family and his children and his grandchildren.
That is impactful.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I love it. You know, it sees you for who you are. I wish to be cared for with kindness and cheerfulness, not sadness. My mother marked that one, and we made sure that we exercised what she wanted.
That's a hard one.
It is.
But if you know your loved one wants that, then you put on a happy face and you go and help them have what they want.
Correct.
There's time to cry later.
And that's what she said, and she was really, you know, she did that for her husband who had to stand and watch us.
Yeah.
So let's go to wish 5. This is our final wish. This one's beautiful. I want to spend a little time on it because of the impact it can have. Wish 5. My wish for what I want and what I want my loved ones to know. How's that hit you right there?
This is for after. Yeah.
I wish to have my family and my friends know that I love them.
Yep.
Remember, we're circling or marking what's important to us. I wish to be forgiven for the times I've hurt my family, friends, and others. We make jokes in our family about doing the best we can with our parenting and saving money for my kids' therapy. I will probably put that in there, and I hope they double over laughing. I wish for my family and friends to think about what I was like before I became seriously ill.
Yeah.
And focus on those memories. I wish for my family and friends to look at dying as a time of personal growth for everyone, including me. This will help me live a meaningful life all the way through to my final days. These are things that are not going to be in a will. These are things that show who you are.
Yeah, they're looking at, you know, your estate and keeping that out of probate and, you know, what to do with your funds. But these are your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions that you're leaving to your family.
In VITAS, we call it wishes and values. And where I am starting to work with some local ministry leaders, I'm expressing it as leading your legacy.
Yep, I like that.
And then you can have the funeral wishes down, how you want your body treated, you know, if you want to donate organs or not. So, and then at the end, it says, if anyone asks how I want to be remembered, please say the following about me. So I'm going to express to the camera, like I said, I'm making myself vulnerable for everyone.
Right.
Mine literally says, I want to be remembered as someone who loved, laughed, and was a hot mess.
That is how I will remember you.
That loved others until the day I leave.
Yep.
And that, did you see that reaction? That's real. That will be like, that is so Christina.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
If there is to be a memorial service, I want the service to have, and you can list music or songs or readings or specific requests. It's important for my healthcare providers to know what matters to me. Here's what I wish them to know for the following. Is there anything else? And then if you have any other spaces, do you want to donate to a charity? I'm going to give my money to hospice care in place of flowers because it's just my passion.
Yes, yeah, obviously that. So no, this doesn't talk about your personal finances and leaving that there. This is talking about, when people want to buy flowers and they want to give money to the family. And in lieu of flowers, a lot of times people will donate to a charity. So you get to name your own charity, and I love that.
Yes, and do you see how genuinely non-threatening this is? This isn't, I didn't sit down and open up my checking account and say, hello, Julie. This is where this is going, this is where this is going.
No.
This is, who are you, Julie, as a person?
Yeah.
And how can I help you lead your legacy, have an impact, and mitigate some of the potential for, in the state of great pain and stress, your children, because you have a couple, saying, Mama, Mom would want this, Mom would not want this.
Yes.
Well, someone will have, I know what Mom wants.
One of the things that I hear a lot is you'll see somebody who is in cognitive decline, and they never talked about this. It's the feeding tube. And you will see great discomfort from that feeding tube, but because it was never discussed, family does not feel comfortable with the choice that a lot of times we'll make at the end of life. The body will start to shut down, and you will not take in any more food and water and liquids. And the body does that naturally. And family members will get so concerned because this conversation did not happen, and they will revert to a feeding tube, and they hold on to their loved one, and it is very uncomfortable for them. So this is when a lot of times people think about, well, I don't want to be on a ventilator. It's important to talk about these things so that your family knows no guilt.
Yes.
No guilt.
It's the greatest way you can love them. And that's covered in Wish 3. And you're exactly right. As a seasoned hospice nurse, when our body starts slowing down, one of the worst things we can do is pump in artificial nutrition when the body doesn't want it.
Yes.
And there's no place for it to go. And then it becomes actually an agonizing situation.
Yes.
So then when you're absolved of that by reading again, oh, Mom didn't want a feeding tube.
Yes.
Look at the peace. I call it the greatest gift.
Yep. I think it's a gift it's not only a gift for the patient, but it's also the gift for the family to say, this is not my fault. I am not starving my mother or doing something terrible. This is her body shutting down, and this was her wish.
So that's it in a nutshell. We sign it with 2 witnesses. It does not have to be notarized in the state of Florida. I think my notary states are Missouri, North Carolina, South Carolina, and West Virginia. After you complete it, you give a copy to your doctor. You give a copy to your healthcare surrogate. Please do not lock it in a safe where no one knows the code. Just going to put that out there. And then you can carry a card with you that if, God forbid, you're in a terrible car accident, you've got it in your card so someone is not frantically trying to make really challenging decisions. And anyone should have this. Please don't wait until you're our age.
I wonder if you could actually save it somewhere and have a QR code on that card so people can access it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not techie enough to know that, but I bet that's either out there or it's coming soon. I did want to mention one other thing. This is an important, very important document. This is not to be in the place of sitting down with an attorney and talking about your estate and filing things. Some of those things need to be filed legally. This is just an excellent tool to go alongside. So we've covered all of our bases.
Correct. And the attorney and I, we spoke about that yesterday, again, telling her our plans for today. And it's whatever is most current. So when this is put down in the legal will, ours says, please refer to 5 wishes for a supplement of how I wish to be treated. There we go.
Yes, then we're all covered.
It's a beautiful start to start that conversation, and it's the greatest gift. And we're going to have a lot of them available during National Healthcare Decisions Month at an event.
Coming in April.
Yes.
So talk to me about that event.
April 25 from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Westside Baptist Church, right outside the Family Life Center. We are having the Journey of Your Life.
Yes. And that is on a Thursday, I believe.
Yes.
Said, right? Yep.
And we did it from 1 to 6 to catch everyone either at lunchtime or going home. Our dear friends with One Blood will be there. Okay. Please give blood and save a life. Then make healthcare decisions about your own life. And if you don't want to do it there, take it with you. And you can watch this video again when you get home and go through it piece by piece. And we're going to have other healthcare partners explaining on things from Alzheimer's disease to nutrition to what assisted living and home care looks like. Several healthcare entities from different disciplines were all bonding together to be a resource for the greater Gainesville area.
And I love that. I'm definitely going to try to be there and lending some support on that day.
Thank you. And that's all I've got. So I expect for this to create good things because we're going to speak it into existence because we just made it less scary. And that's the whole goal.
And I will leave a link in the description so that people can access this document because they can get it online as well, right?
Yes, they can. There's 5wishes.org, and then there is even a hospice discussion guide if we need to take it further at hospicecanhelp.com. It's available through VITAS.com. So it's really out there. Lots of options, and we're going to have them at our health fair if you just want to come by just to come meet us and pick one up and no pressure and take it home.
Yeah, we'd love to meet you there at the healthcare fair. So thank you for coming, Christina. I appreciate you. You're my first time, second time guest, and I'm excited to have you. And if you have not already liked this episode and you have not subscribed, I hope that you take this time right now to do that. And then please make sure that you share this with someone else. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Christina.
You're welcome.